Alright, so here we are. This is going to be my first YouTube video here. So this is basically just going to be me kind of keeping a log of what I'm doing with this thing. So we'll see how it goes, we'll see if I stick with it. I don't know what's going to come of it. But basically just going to start this video off with like what I have, where I'm starting from, kind of the basis of what's going to be going on. So yeah, so I guess let's just jump right into it. So start off with the car. So this is what the main project's going to be for right now. It's a 1966 Mustang with the 289 in it and 4 on the floor, 4-speed manual. As you can tell, we've got an oil leak. So I basically have a whole list of stuff I need to do. It's going to be a laundry list here, but kind of just walk around the car, show you what it is and everything. As you can tell, there's junk all over it. Unfortunately, when I moved into this garage, there was no sheetrock, nothing, so it kind of became a storage shelf, unfortunately. But we've been working on the garage here, and we got sheetrocking up. We got some conduit and wires run for outlets. We got a motorcycle stand for possibly another project here. Just a crusty old CT bike, but working on getting the heater working. Lots of working right there. We got the toolbox set up. I have already purchased a engine crane. There's an engine stand and stuff back in the corner back there. We have a Weld Pro welder, which hopefully I'm going to be selling soon because I want to get something different. Not a fan of that one, but yeah, and then all of our tools and stuff. Basic garage stuff. So I'll start with a walk around of the car. Let me grab a light here because the lighting in the garage is very sharp. Just 2 lights basically on the ceiling. But so the front of it, you'll notice the hood is silver. That's bare metal. When I got the car, it was all rusty yellow. And pulled the hood off because it was rusting pretty good. And sanded it down to bare metal, clear coated it. Just a rattle can. And that's been like that for probably at least 2 years now. So I picked this thing up back in the beginning of COVID. I think late September of 2020 or 2021. And oh, no light. And it ran, but it was squirting fuel out of the carburetor, and it had no brakes. The brakes were shot. I replaced the brake lines, which let me open the hood and I'll show you guys. All right, so I put a new brake master cylinder on there, which kind of hard to tell or see, but dual bowl. It had the single bowl, which is known to kill people when it fails because it just leaks all the fluid out of the single bowl. And you got no brakes. So went to a dual bowl. I got fuel line, which was supposed to be for the Mustang, but it didn't actually match up, so it was a lot of bending and braking and recutting and flaring the lines. So that was fun. It had drum brakes, which I switched over to disc brakes on all 4 corners. What else? Upgraded the radiator. I think it's a 3-row. Had to notch the core support a little bit for it. And kind of weld in some tabs to hold into it. And it was a botched job. It was just trying to be quick because my daily driver went down. And then this was all I had for the time being. So I had to throw it together and get it running so I could get to class every day in college. So me and my buddy got that running. I'm trying to think of what else. New carburetor. It's a 4-barrel 650 Holly on there. Electric choke. New starter solenoid. Starter solenoid went out, and we got that working. Put a new one in. Headlights. Put in some LED ones. They aren't even wired correctly. They turn on and off, but they're supposed to have like daytime running lights, and they're supposed to blink with turn signals, and they don't. So here is, let me zoom this back out, my list of everything that I kind of want to do here. This obviously isn't correct really anymore. I was trying to figure out, like, do I want to turbo it? What would work for me financially? Right now, I think the goal is just to pull the engine out. It is absolutely going through oil at an insane pace, like a quart every, I don't know, 5 drives at 20 minutes each maybe. So, you know, pretty brutal. I think the rings are gone. I think the valve guides are cooked. So the goal is to pull it out and probably just take it apart, take it to an engine shop, all the pieces, have them clean it, hone it, and check to make sure there's no cracks in the block. And it has the mechanical fuel pump currently. I'd like to upgrade to an electric fuel pump, but that's just more stuff to kind of work around and deal with. I want to keep this as simple as possible for right now. So we'll see where this goes. We'll see where this takes us. So pull the engine out. I have the clutch is kind of gone right now, but I have a Tremec T5 5-speed just buried in here, ready to go into it. So we'll need to drop the transmission, measure out a drive shaft, put the new one in, measure the drive shaft, and then pull it all out, pull the engine out. So that's one of the steps on this list, but get you kind of a look at the car to see what we're looking at here. So I don't know if I'll be able to get too much around the back here, but the trunk, and it has, I put LED taillights in it. So it's got LED lights in it, a new gasket on the filler neck. Just rusts, clear coat that's just kind of flaking off of it. So, I mean, you know, just kind of see what I can do here with it, but I'm trying to find a shutter speed that doesn't have the light giving people seizures here. It's got new American Racing rims on it, which those need some TLC. But, I mean, there was a rainstorm and it sat outside. I put a tarp over it and masking taped the tarp to it, and when I took the tarp off, paint came right with it, so that's awesome. I just got quick jacks, so the car is up on the quick jacks right now. So that'll be getting under it a hell of a lot easier to do. The cowl is rusted, so I have a replacement piece ready to go in once I cut that up, do some surgery on it. Here's the engine stand. Let's take a look inside so I can show you guys what it looks like inside. So, here's the cockpit. Original steering wheel. I put a tack in here, so I wanted to see what the RPMs were doing. I had to put new parking brake in. The parking brake did not work when I got it, so that was fun. Let's see. Seats, roached. Gonna need probably new upholstery work, or I've read that you can drop in like 2012 seats, something like that. One thing on the list that I would like to do would probably be to put some new seats in. I think that would be nice. Roll cage. Don't know about a roll cage. I'm thinking about a harness bar. I'd like a bar to go across the back here and have at least a 4-point for the driver and passenger. So, rather not smack my face on the dashboard if I get into an accident, or that crazy steering wheel. That would be horrendous. The roof, the headliner sagged, and I pulled it, and it just ripped off. So here we are with no headliner now, except for in some places. The back deck here, that's gonna need some work. Might want to just take that out and, I don't know, get a piece of metal and just kind of cut out a piece of like thin sheet metal and have that just silver. I don't know. Yeah. Under the dash gauges, 4-speed manual. I mean, this is basically it. So, yeah. All right, so we're recording. So with that, there was a lot of yapping in that, but first video ever, just kind of a basics of what's going on, what my thoughts are, what I'd like to do. Just to like recap, transmission needs to come out, put the new one in. I want to sell the old one. The new one will be in there. I'll measure up a drive shaft, get that over to American Racing, and then they'll send me over a drive shaft. And then once I measure that out, I'll pull the transmission out, pull the engine out. That needs to be torn down, gone through, inspected. Probably new rings, new valve guides at least. It's got some lifter chatter. I'll see if I have any video clips of it just taken away. And I'll try and maybe put some other clips I have of it in here just to see it running. Yeah, I think last on the list will be body work. I'd like to maybe clean up the core support that holds in the radiator. That was kind of a quick job I did in college with my buddy. What else? I mean, interior-wise, it needs like some new upholstery or seats, depending on what I want to do. I want for sure a harness bar in there, if not a full roll cage. Don't know what the room looks like for roll cage. I don't have a tube bender. I know they make stuff, this kind of drop in, weld in kind of deal. Got a welder, don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens to that bridge when I cross it. But yeah, for now, this will be the first video, and then hopefully everything after this is just me working on it. And we'll see if I stick with it. I don't know if this is what I will do the whole time. But yeah, we'll see. All right, thank you guys.